Hey guys, hey guys, I'm back. I'm gonna talk about CDs tonight, so be patient. So here's the first CD. This is um, this is like a Bandcamp album that came out in like 2018. It's by Gayfex Twin. And yeah, obviously I shaved my head since, and I hope, I hope, I hope it doesn't grow back ever. And but this album is Gayfex Twin is the artist name. I forget the real name. They're trans. Um, the album's called Spyro, and this is a classic to me. It's got 9 tracks. Um, the inside of it says, "Much love to gender criminals worldwide. I'd be nothing without you." So that's the shit right there. Um. I think my favorite track off this is track 5, and it's called Stable. I think it was the what's it called? The featured track on the album on Bandcamp for a while. And it's really I really liked driving to it because it was driving. It has a driving rhythm, but it's like very chill, and Stable was a perfect name for that song. Um this whole album is like really tranquil, and I'll probably post a link to it. I think they put out a sophomore record. Well, they put out some other stuff, but they put out like a follow up to this, and I never listened to it because but it was different sounding, and they were trying something different, so it's cool. And I don't know if they've ever done anything, but they had like a Boiler Room set or something, and that's really cool. And so Gayfex Twin. Um, it'll be in the description. So that's the first CD. There's something I'm not really proud of having. It's Sir Mix-a-Lot Baby Got Back, and I ought to sell it. But I bought this like 11 years ago or something when I was still in high school, and it's a maxi single, so there's like 2 B-sides and 3 remixes, so there's that for you. That's a collector's value, I guess. I don't know. So I just immediately grabbed 4 CDs of some of my favorite records, and the first one is Ryuichi Sakamoto's album 12, which is his last album of original music or of new music. Besides, maybe there's some soundtrack work or something maybe from around that time that would have come out post posthumously. But this is a really good album, and I heard it. It took me a little while to listen to it because I'm big on YMO, but and it just took me a while to get into Ryuichi Sakamoto's solo stuff. I mean, I knew Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, and all that, and I really liked it. But I don't know. I just took a while to do that. And this out of his later stuff that came out in the past 10 years, Async is pretty good. It's a solid album, but it gets too fucking loud, so I can't sleep to it, so I don't really listen to it. But this one is very good to sleep to. The second half kind of picks up a little bit more, but I can still sleep to it, and it's nice to listen to. And So the first half is like very stripped back piano tracks that are very sparse and sound like they're improvised, but I'm sure, and like it sounds like some of them are kind of like modal improvisations and stuff. I mean, it's like Ionian, but it's still a mode, or like Aeolian or whatever they are. Like there's I'm because only one of these has like an actual name sort of thing, but like the names of all these tracks are just the dates they were made, and that's Saraband. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that because that's a classical word, and that's track 8, and then the first half is really gentle ambient music and piano music. This came out in 2023, probably in January or February or something, and he died in like April or May. I think April or March maybe. I don't know. But and then the second half is really, really sad piano compositions that are very sprawling and are very melancholic, as I'm sure he would be at that point. But Ryuichi Sakamoto, gotta love him. He's my favorite track is I like the first half a little better because it's just very puts me in a state of ease. Um, but yeah, I mean it's a shame that he he had what he had and he didn't get to. I mean, I'm sure if he wasn't like on Death's Door, he wouldn't have put out this exact kind of record. But I it's a shame. It's a big shame. But he got to live a pretty accomplished and fairly long life. It's not like some other thing or whatever. So I'm putting this one down, and then we got YMCK Family Music, which is a very underrated album. And I kind of with YMCK, this is Family Music is my favorite album of theirs. And I'm not like a Famicom, Famitracker, Nintendo Entertainment System kind of music kind of guy, but this was big for me in college. It just has this joy to it, and it's really nice. And Midori is a great singer. The compositions are really great. I mean, it's really interesting to have like some kind of NES thing that's like as jazzy as this, because something I like to say is that it's hard to find actual jazz influenced video game music. And when I say that, I don't mean like fusion synthesizer stuff. I mean stuff that like there's like it's kind of hard to come by like actual jazzy 90s and 80s, especially 80s video game music. I mean, I guess you can like everything like something that sounds like bebop or something and is like even swung. I think there's some swung stuff. I think it's easier to come by swung stuff. And it's probably a viewpoint that not a viewpoint, but just an observation that I made out of ignorance. But but I feel like if you're talking about jazzy things in video game music, most of the time you have to make stretches, and then you have to like there's some stuff in Dynamite Heady. There's like rock has a bigger influence on that era of video game music than anything else, or rock or classical. And And so when I say that, I'm just talking about like stuff that was made for like 16-bit consoles. I'm sure jazz doesn't really I mean, I'm not a gamer now, and I haven't played every video game ever, but it seems like jazz just didn't gel well with video games until you just put MP3s in there, and even then, like on the PlayStation, there's not a lot of jazz. On the N64, there's not a lot of jazz. Maybe it would be out of place or something in the typical video game. There's like there's this like billiards kind of game, or like a pool game, um for the um for the Genesis, and it's kind of bluesy. It's like blues jazz. It's like it's very low key, and that is one, but I don't remember the name of it. But I'm sure you could find it. Like prog rock, normal rock, and classical music are very influential in like that era of video game music, and it's just something like Streets of Rage was kind of like was just a lot for a lot of people. That's the only techno that they know and have ever known, as good as it is. Like for a lot of people like that. But YMCK is a very good it's like a good chiptune jazz pop sort of thing. And my favorite, I think I forget, something Candy. I forget. I don't remember the English names. And the 2 tracks on the back of it, a lot of them are in English, but the 2 tracks that I like the most are in Japanese. And I know one of them is called Does John Coltrane Dream of Merry-Go-Rounds, which is a very cute name. And that song is like very beautiful sadness to it. It's just kind of somber in some way. And then it's like blue. It's something Candy. It's like track 3. That's Pastel Colored Candy, I think it's called. And that one's really cute. And I remember at the time I like hooked up my phone that had the MP3s to this album into my Chaos Pad that I got, that I still have. I don't know if it works. It's kind of hard to get working. And I don't use it. I don't really have to use it. The most I got out of it was using it as like a looper pedal, but and like as an effects pedal kind of thing. But the I used to play like square wavy chiptune through reverb pedals, and I think that's a nice aesthetic. It's very pretty that way. And so that's that on YMCK, their first album. Here's this one, because I'm a big Mega Man nerd. It's Rockman EXE Transmission, which is Mega Man Network Transmission, and all the names on the back of this are Japanese. Like, this is a Japanese release, and it's on Super Sweet. But this is a very important album to me, and even if I don't sound like it, like I'm very influenced by this soundtrack, this game soundtrack, because it just has this prettiness to it. It's just it's got a lot of different styles going on, and everything is like so interesting, and it's so serious too. It's like there's such a direness to the music, and then there's like a playfulness to a lot of it too, and it's got something for everyone. And I actually heard about it because when I was a kid and I was on the Mega Man fan website, Mega Man Network, they gave little reviews to each of the Mega Man soundtracks, and they gave a glowing review to this. And so like for a little while, I was like only into the fireman theme that everyone else is into, but I gave it more of a listen in like middle school, and then I dropped it in high school. But then I think at the end of high school, like right going into senior year, I picked it back up again. Like it's very danceable. It's very nice music, and I like to call it new techno pop. What's going on here? Because I mean Shinji Hosoe, everyone knows that he's very into IO. Everyone who knows of this of Shinji Hosoe, and which is probably like less than 1% of the American population, but it's really good. And then Yosuke Yasui and God, what's her name? I always mix her up with Akiko Yano. Maybe it'll say, and I'm just gonna open up the booklet, and because it does have that really cool list of synths that they use. So they use like, I don't know, a lot of these I've never used. Just it has like the gear. That's a lot of, I'm assuming, digital synthesizers, because this came out in like 2003 or something. I don't know. Yeah, 2003. Not the album, but the game. And it's a very lucky thing, and you can still get it for about the same price on Amazon that I got it for. So people are always sleeping on this. Yeah, so it's all in Japanese. I have no idea what's going on in the booklet, but oh, this was made in Ableton, actually. Ableton Live. I don't know what edition of it. Probably like the very first or something, when it was like super cutting edge and not like this easy bake oven kind of DAW. It's just a weird thing to say, but you know, I don't know. Here's what this disc looks like. It's just the EXE logo. And the art is super cool. I mean, it's just really cool, and it's cool because I think a lot of the Mega Man CDs that are out there are either those like super way too expensive now box sets that were only given out in Japan, and this isn't even on Spotify or anything or streaming, and it really ought to be. That would make my life a lot easier. Yeah. So there's like those CD box sets of the soundtracks, and then the arrangement albums and stuff. But this is just a standalone CD of the album, and there's like 28 tracks. And let me just get the OBI strip in there. Yeah, I've had this for like probably going on like 12 years, and it's a really good album. It's just standalone from the game. Just it's a really good listen. The Mega Man Network Transmission soundtrack, because I love that soundtrack. And here's a Japanese bonus track edition of Wagging Christ or Luke Vibert's Sorry I Make You Lush. And I find that this is a very underrated album. as everything he does seems to be very underrated and very misunderstood. And but the people who love it, including me, they love it. They love him. I love him. I love Luke Vibert. He's so good. Everything he's done has been very good. And so this album was I got into it when I got into like electronic music back in like Brit like European IDM and shit. When I when I got into that kind of thing back in like the probably the tail end of 2010 when I was like in middle school before I got into Nine Inch Nails, and that was a very bad idea to get into Nine Inch Nails. But this has two bonus tracks, and to me they're like an actual part of the album. And just my favorite tracks. I mean, I like pretty much everything. There's kind of that middle leg. It's like it's not even a leg. It's just like two songs. It's like Quadrat Ye Discuss and U B Form B of Form B. I don't know. Yeah, those are like the two I'm not really that familiar with. But like Static Gladic is the one that like everyone should be able to like. And I'm Singing is super like it's lush as hell. I mean, this is a really good thing to name an album. It's a very exactly what's on the can or whatever. I don't know. It's very direct because everything is lush. The Funnies is a really goofy song. Shadows is the single, and everyone knows that, and it samples James Bond or something. And there's this really good video of some dude covering that song on guitar, and he's like doing a falsetto and stuff, and it's just an acoustic guitar, and it's just some webcam video, and it's really good. It's he did a good job with it. I'll try and find that. I'll try and link that in the description. But Sci-Fi Staircase, I don't even remember what the yeah, like Spiral Staircase. I've never heard. I haven't looked super hard, but I always thought that like you know, Richard, that guy, I always thought that he did a remix of this song, and it doesn't sound anything like it, and because that was called Spiral Staircase, but he's played like Sci-Fi Staircase at his some of his shows, at least one show, he used it on his in his mix. But that's a great track. I mean, it's really like it's like some straight up progressive electronic kind of thing. I don't even if I'm remembering correctly, it doesn't have a beat to it, and it's very long. It's probably like a 7-minute song. And Sorry I Make You Lush is a solid one, the title track. And then Quick Wide Tracks, when I first listened to the whole album in high school, that was my favorite track. And then when I got into it in college, that was really still my favorite track, even if I liked everything else on it. And because it's just so fucking soulful, and it's so good. And yeah. And then Nighty Night is a good closer. It's got that sample that he used again later in one of those Carrier District albums. This is going on 25 minutes. I figured I'd make it like 30 minutes or something. Nighty Night is super lush, and it's like it's a very beautiful song. And that's all I got. It sounds it just sounds so lush. It's just because the road sample of that funk guy. If you get into the samples, you'd know, but like there's like a 1 in like a million chance that you have any idea like about Luke Vibert samples or whatever if you're clicking on this video. I remember like it sounded like it was like some kind of like minor 11th chord. I tried to transcribe it once, and it's like the sweetest sounding song in the world. And then there's there's the 2 bonus tracks, and Du on de Maya is also one of my favorites, and it has a very cute ending that gets cut out on the streaming version. So you want to listen to like the one that I think Andy Moore is his name. He documents all like his entire body of work on his channel, Luke's entire body of work. And that one's just got like totally squishy synthesizers, and it's a really, it's like a beautiful song about life or something, where like an end cap to a relationship or something. yeah. And then Loose Loggins is okay. I don't listen to him. So I'm gonna get one more CD. That I have something to say about. Something nice to say about. It's Unwound's Leaves Turn Inside You, the 2 CD epic double album. I don't think it's actually like a legitimate double album, because I think it's just I mean, there's some long songs on this, but like I think it's under 80 minutes or something, and it's just split into 2 CDs, and it's just works better that way. They just liked it better that way. And then on the inside, there's a picture of Vern, Justin, and Sarah. And I remember I tried to get some tickets to the reunion, but it was on Ticketmaster, so they sold out like immediately. Like I saved up money to get like maybe at least 2 tickets, and I couldn't see them. And the other time they were in Chicago, they were playing Pitchfork Fest, and I just forgot about it and that was this last year, and I was having a wacky summer. But like We Invent You is really epic, and yeah, I mean, like if someone talks about Sonic Youth, I usually just I'll probably bring up Unwound instead, because I just know more about them, and they're not like, I don't know every song they ever put out, but I got into them probably like 12 years ago or 11 years ago, maybe just straight up 10 years ago. It was like at the butt end of 2014. Look a Ghost, that's solid. It's super groovy drumming. That's like incredibly cool Sarah groove right there. December, I don't remember how it goes. Treachery, I think that's the longer one. No, Terminus is the longer one. Treachery, I don't remember how it goes. Terminus is the longer one. Demons Sing Love Songs, that's one of my favorites. That's one I really liked a lot. Just the chord progression. Very ghostly, gauzy, and pretty, that song. Demons Sing Love Songs. And then Off the Century is like a really cool psychedelic kind of song. And I always thought the name was funny, because it's like, I don't even know what the lyrics are, but it's like saying like, oh, we were off this game, or like we were off this week or something, like we were having an off week, and it's like you're having an off century. Like it's just totally taking the piss about probably the 20th century as a whole. or maybe this century, which has proven to be pretty true. And then One Lick Less, I don't remember. I know Scarlet's really heavy. October All Over is catchy. Summer Freeze, yeah. And I honestly, I probably still haven't. It's been a long time since I've listened to this album, so like Summer Freeze, Radio Gras, and Below the Salt, I don't really remember how they go. But who cares? I remember how they go, because it's just it's like a very goofily nihilistic song title and song. It's like it's a good ending to their discography, and it's kind of funny because it's like just some jazz sample song or something. All right, yeah, and there you go. Just thought I should talk about my CDs, and so you can go ahead and comment what size razor clip to use next time when I shave my head, because I'm gonna have to figure that out, because I think I'm gonna shave it shave it a little and leave it a little longer, like it's already grown out a little bit, because I did this like a week ago, and like I was like, oh man, I just feel like shit, and I gotta wear a hat everywhere now, and I mean, I think it looks good, but like I think it's just gonna be easier to the longer it'll be, the easier it'll be as a buzz cut, like a Henry Rollins thing instead of like anyone else. So I mean, I got way more CDs than I do records, so I might do this. I think it's been like I don't even know what day it is, but okay, it's like been going on it's Thursday, and it's been going on 2 weeks since I did the last one, and hopefully some people find those discography guides useful, because so far no one's really engaged with them in any way except like my friend, and like the reason I did all that was because I have a lot to say about my music that I haven't been able to say, and because it just seemed like a good idea at the time. So until next time, stay safe, and don't do drugs, and the next time will always be better.